The aim of this video is to give you an overview of how the module is structured and the different components that make the content you're going to be studying this semester. The link between what we are going to do in the live sessions, what the structured independent learning you're going to be doing, and the practicals. So as I said earlier in a previous video, welcome to Inorganic and Organic Chemistry. I am the module director, and I will be delivering all the sessions for all the online sessions for this module. And I'm also responsible for the online content that is available on Blackboard. So those of you that came to the welcome back returning to level 5 sessions that we did at the beginning of September, you will have already seen this slide. And it just kind of talks you through how your knowledge and skills develop from when you start either in foundation or a level 4 to when you leave with your degree after having completed level 6. So as you can see, during the foundation and the first year of study, the main focus of the skills you're developing is acquiring practical skills, which are fundamental in a science degree, and knowledge acquisition. You are learning the building blocks of science on which you're going to build the rest of your science knowledge. In level 5, we still have this sort of aspect of knowledge acquisition and practical skills throughout, as they will be there throughout the whole of your degree. But we focus more in interpretation and analysis of your own data from a practical, of interpretation and analysis of research information from a research paper, interpreting data from a report, a graph, and all that is very much what we're going to build on, what we're going to build during this level 5 for all the modules you're going to be studying, including inorganic and organic chemistry. Besides textbooks, which there is extremely useful source of information, this year we're slowly moving towards a focus on research papers and engaging in state-of-the-art research and building knowledge about current research, in this case in the area of inorganic and organic research. Inorganic and organic chemistry is a 20 credit module, and that equates roughly to 200 hours of study throughout the whole semester. Of those 200 hours, 80 hours will be content led by me. It will be learning which will be directed by, well, me as module director and the rest of the science team. And the other 120 hours are dedicated to self-study. So that is time for assignments, revisions for the exam, additional reading about the topics we are going to be covering. With the 80 hours of learning directed by me, by the science team, and this year the structure will be as follows. You will have 3 program tutorials, and those are going to be with your program director. Those are going to be with Lee. And at the moment of recording this video, those are scheduled as face-to-face events. And one is right at the beginning of the module, one is right after you finish your practical week, and the last one will be the last session of the module, the last week of this semester, and it will be focused on preparation for the exam, and it's wrapping up what we have been covering throughout the semester in the 3 modules you are doing. You're also going to have a face-to-face practical week, and that equates, so it will be 30 hours for the whole week, and it kind of equates roughly to 10 hours per module. And that is a mixture of practicals of all the modules you will be studying this semester. And the way the practicals have been chosen are because they illustrate particular skills we think are useful and that will be applicable for the second semester modules and for your next year. So it's very much not practicals associated with particular modules, but rather these are a set of practicals that contain skills, both lab skills, but also in terms of developing your analysis and interpretation of results that will help you enhance that analysis and interpretation aspect, which is at the core of a level 5 module. As part of the module, you will have roughly a bit over 5 hours a week of what is called structured independent learning throughout 11 weeks. And that is discounting the week which would be academic development week, the week that we normally have tutorials. And that structured independent learning will be content that will be provided by me, and I will talk a bit more in a future slide about what that content is going to be. And you will, you are expected to engage with the material and use those hours to either do the exercises provided, read a paper, a chapbook. Each session, each week is very different depending on what topic we are covering. This is roughly how your semester is going to look like for inorganic and organic chemistry. Week 1, you will have a program tutorial with your program advocate, program director, which is for the chemistry programs, LeBurn. And that will be a tutorial which underpins all the modules. And the focus of the tutorial is, besides making sure that you understand how the structure of this semester is, also to start developing or to start building on the skills you have developed in the previous year or previous if you did foundation with us in interpreting and analyzing research. So you have been asked to engage with research paper, and that will be the focus of that tutorial. Week 2, while your classmates from other degree programs will be on their practical week, you will be doing self-directed learning, and the focus of that week will be preparing you for your practical week that comes in the week of the 12th of October. You are part of group 2. And so week 2 will be preparation, online preparation for those practicals, reading and making sure that you hit the lab, already understanding what those practicals are going to be, and to be able to get as much as possible from that practical week. The practical week for you, you are part of group 2, will be on the week commencing on the 12th of October. And then after the practical week, on the teaching week 4, you will have another program tutorial, again with Lee, in which you will be looking back at what you did with the practical, reinforcing and extending the analytical and interpretative skills that you have acquired throughout the practical week. Then comes academic development week. That will be dedicated to tutorials with your personal academic tutor, and they will be contacting you a bit before to organize that one-to-one tutorial. And then weeks 5 to 10, we will have still the structured independent learning that happens throughout the whole semester. But we will also have live online collaborate sessions, and those are scheduled on Mondays between 11 and 12:30. Those sessions will not be lectures, will be with me, and they will not be lectures. The content you will already have already covered that content by recorded lectures or reading papers or book chapters. The content of those sessions will be interactive. We will be discussing papers, doing exercises, organic and inorganic chemistry exercises. So it will be very much interactive. The sessions will be recorded. However, if we use the breakout rooms during the sessions because we need to work in different parts of a problem example, the content of the breakout rooms cannot be recorded. Collaborate doesn't provide that facility. So keep that in mind. And finally, the last week of the semester, another program tutorial, again currently at the moment of recording this video, scheduled face-to-face on campus, and that will be with Lee. And the aim of that tutorial will be one, to look back at what you have learned throughout the semester for all the modules, and also thinking about preparing for the exams which will come after the Christmas break, and making sure that you know how to answer an exam question, that you are prepared for the type of exam that you will be expected to complete. So the structured independent learning, which will be set by me using the Blackboard for this module. There are 58 hours throughout the whole semester, and that is give or take a bit over 5 hours a week for a period of 11 weeks. So counting that, discounting academic development week. And it will be materials for study, and they will be lecture recordings, the PowerPoint presentations that I will be using in those recorded lectures, research articles that I will ask you to read, some book chapters that I have scanned, the library has scanned for you that are associated with particular weeks, exercise worksheets some weeks, especially in the part of the weeks we are going to be studying organic chemistry, additional videos not recorded by me, but explaining particular aspects of the of inorganic or organic chemistry topics. The content will vary from week to week, and it will be very much dependent on what we are covering in that particular week. And for each week, I will give you an indication of how to engage with the material, you know, an order of how what you should be looking at first, and then so you tackle the material I'm giving you in a structured fashion. I will tell you for each week, this is what I'm expecting you to do in this order. These are the things that you need to do to prepare for the next online session. These are the things that you need to do to reinforce what you have done the previous week. And I am hopeful that those explanations will be clear enough. But if at any point you have any questions, or if I am not being as helpful as I'm hoping to be, I very much depend on your feedback to let me know if I am pitching it right, if I am really being as helpful, if I'm really giving you a guide to engage with this structured independent learning. We will also have discussion boards. Because of this year's structure, I will not be having face-to-face sessions with you. So all our interaction for this structured independent learning will happen online. But I'm really hoping that you will engage with the discussion boards, either posting questions or comments, or answering questions that I might have, I might set. And again, every week will be different depending on what we are covering. The last couple of slides are just making sure that you have a clear idea what you can do if you need any help. Email me. I'm always contactable by email. I answer my email, I think, quite quickly during weekdays. So if you have any questions about the module, or either the content itself or the way it is structured, or you need any clarification, please send me an email, and we can either sort it out in the email itself, or we can organize an online or phone tutorial. I'm the module director. I want you to succeed in this module. I want you to reach a very high mark, and I want you to feel empowered with the content that you're going to be covering in this module for your final year modules, for example, advancing synthesis, or your final year project, honors project. So please do keep that communication open, and I will try to do my best to support you to succeed in this module. As usual, for general administration inquiries, contact the program admin team, science@canterbury.ac.uk. You have general sources of support in the section itself, which is your personal academic tutor for sort of academic inquiries related to maybe how you see your career going, your progress throughout the year in all the modules. There are also program advocate, program director for you in the both chemistry programs is Liebern. And you also have the section director, who is Alec Forsyth. I am the deputy section director, so keep in mind that you can email me both questions about the module, because I am the module director, but as deputy section director, I might be able to help you also with more general inquiries related to your programs or the section as a whole. Do not discount the ISON, both the emailing the ISON or using the frequently asked questions. In many cases, students contact me asking me some but quite a specific information about when does the term start, finish, when the exams are, sort of admin inquiries, in which I am happy always to answer, but the way I answer is I go to the frequently asked questions in the ISON website, and I type the question myself. And so if you want to cut the middleman, or in my case the middlewoman, have a look at the frequently asked questions in the ISON website, and see if you can find the answer to your question. And finally, remember that student health and well-being, there are student counselors. They can provide health and well-being support. There are financial advisors. Do not discount those services are available to you. So please make use of them. They are part of what it is to be a student at Canterbury Christ Church University. Thank you very much for listening to this recording. And now, as in most cases, at the end of each of the recordings, I'm going to ask you to do something to see how you engage with the material I've presented. In this case, I'm going to ask you if you can post either a comment or a question in the discussion board for week 1. And you will find a link on the week 1 folder. And also, if you have any specific questions that you want to ask me, please drop me an email, and I will try to do my best to answer them. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the material.